I'm working on the review problems for your test. The first problem on the review is 6z squared minus 5z minus 6. The very first thing I want to look for in every single problem is there a GCF, which there is not. This is a trinomial, so I look to see if the first coefficient is 1, and it's not. It's a 6. So with that being the case, I'm going to multiply the first times the last, or A times C, a lot of you say. 6z squared times negative 6 makes negative 36z squared. So I need two terms that will multiply to give me negative 36z squared and add up to a negative 5. So I could do like 2z and negative 18z. That multiplies to give me negative 36z squared, but doesn't add together to give me negative 5. So I need to get a little bit bigger. How about 4z and negative 9z? That multiplies to give me negative 36z squared and adds together to give me negative 5z. So that's it. So I'm going to rewrite this problem, but instead of negative 5z, I'm going to put plus 4z and minus 9z. And you could have put minus 9z and then plus 4z. Either way would work. Now I'm going to factor by grouping, so I'm going to separate these, and out of the first two I'm going to take out my GCF, which between 6z squared plus 4z would be 2z, and then I'd have 3z plus 2. Now the last two I'm going to take out a negative 3, and that'd be 3z plus 2, and if you've done it correctly, these should match. So that's one of my factors, 3z plus 2, and the other factor would be 2z minus 3. So that's how you do number 1. 3z plus 2 and 2z minus 3, which is D. Number 2. X squared plus 2xy minus 24y squared. So again, there's not a GCF, but there is a leading, the leading term does have a coefficient of 1. So I'm just going to put x and x. So now I need two factors of negative 24y squared that add up to a positive 2. So I think that'd be plus 6y and minus 4y. Those multiply to give me negative 24y squared, and the outers and the inners would add together to give me plus 2xy, 6 and minus 4. So that answer, x plus 6y and x minus 4y, is C. Number 3. Negative x squared minus 4x plus 12. You cannot start with a negative in the front, so I'm going to factor out a negative 1, and that leaves me with x squared plus 4x minus 12. So keep the negative out here, and then factor this. I need two factors that multiply give me negative 12 and add together to give me a positive 4. That'd be plus 6 and minus 2. So I'm looking for a negative, x plus 6, and x minus 2, which is C. It has x minus 2 first, but it doesn't matter which one's first as long as it's the plus 6 and the minus 2. Number 4. U squared minus 5uv minus 14v squared. Alright, again, I'm going to put u here and u here. I need two factors of negative 14 that add up to negative 5, so it'd be a negative 7v and a plus 2v, because if I look at my factors of negative 14, I've got 1 and negative 14, 2 and negative 7, and that's it. I mean, that adds to a negative number. So it has to add to negative 5, so that's it. Plus 2v and minus 7v. All right, number 5. All right, I'm back. Number 5 is 10z squared. 10z squared plus 9z minus 9. Again, there's no GCF, so I'm going to multiply the first times the last, and it gives me negative 90z squared. I need two factors that'll multiply. Oh, my screen got a little bit dark there, and add up to 9z. So let's try, let's see, negative 9z and 10z. That only adds up to 1z, so that's not going to do it. What else goes into 90? About 3 and 30. That wouldn't be it. About 6 and 15. That should do it. Negative 6z and 15z. So I'm going to rewrite this as 10z squared minus 6z plus 15z minus 9, because these two multiply give me negative 90z squared and add together to give me this middle term, positive 9. So I'm going to factor by grouping. Out of the first two, I can take out a 2z, and that leaves me with 5z minus 3. And out of the last two, I can take out 3, and that leaves me with 5z minus 3. So I've done it correctly. These match, and they do. 5z minus 3 times 2z plus 3. That would be my answer, and my answer to that, number 5, see, 2z plus 3 and 5z minus 3 is C. All right, number 6, 4x cubed plus 4x squared y minus 24xy squared. First thing I want to look for is a GCF. It looks like I have one here. 4x, x squared plus xy minus 6y squared. All right. So this factor's got a leading term of 1, so I'm just going to do x and x. I need two numbers that multiply to give me a negative 6 and add up to 1. So it's going to be a plus 3y and a minus 2y. It could be x squared, and then it give me minus 2xy and plus 3xy, which is where I get the 1, and then minus 6y squared. So this factors to D. This answer is D. Number 7. X squared minus x minus 90. Two numbers that multiply give me negative 90 and add up to negative 1 would be negative 10 and positive 9. And that answer is negative 10 and positive 9 is D, number 8. Number 8. 6x squared plus 17x plus 12. 6 times 12 is 72. And I need it multiply, give me 72, add up to 17. So how about 8x and 9x? So rewrite this with an 8x and a 9x. And then factor out of the first two, take out 2x. That'd be 3x plus 4. And out of the last two, take out 3. And that's 3x plus 4. So 3x plus 4 is in common, and 2x plus 3 is my second one. So that answer, 3x plus 4 and 2x plus 3, looks like it's B. Number 9. 5x squared minus 15xy minus 20y squared. I'm going to take out, looks like I've got a GCF of 5. And that leaves me with 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times 3xy is 15xy. And 5 times 4 is 20. So I'm going to keep the 5, and I'm going to factor this. X and x. I need two numbers that, I know I'm going to have y and y, but I got to figure out the two numbers that multiply give me negative 4 and add up to negative 3. And it'd be negative 4 and positive 1. So x minus 4y and x plus 1y. And it probably just says x plus y. And then a 5. So that also looks like it's B. Number 10. Last one in this video. Negative 3x squared minus 12x plus 96. Take out a GCF, which in this case is going to be negative 3. Let's see, what's that? 32. 3 times 32 is 96. So got a negative 3 out here. This factors. I need two numbers that multiply give me 32, positive 32, and add up to negative 4. Well, let's see. Wait, if I take out a negative 3, this wouldn't be a positive 32. This would be a negative 32. I was like, I can't do that. Okay, x squared. If I take out a negative 3, this is going to be a plus 4x. I'm doing it all wrong. Negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times positive 4x is negative 12x. And negative 3 times negative 32 is positive 96. Okay, I need two numbers that multiply give me a negative 32 and add up to a positive 4. That'd be plus 8 and minus 4. And that's how number 10 factors. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'll pick up with number 11.